Welcome back, everyone! This is Jaronitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1710. Today we are starting on episode 15, and I would like to start this episode by saying Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to those of you who don't celebrate Christmas. I do, so I say Merry Christmas, but to those of you who do not, Happy Holidays. May your days be merry and bright and all that jazz. Today we're going to go ahead and put into use the building that we made last episode. I've done a little bit of work to the building, not very much. I added the basement. I used just basically chiseled cobblestone in the form of bricks. I'll show you that here in just a minute. One of the first things we're going to need to do is find a way to get in and out of the basement once we get what I'm going to do done. For starters, we're just going to go ahead and make a couple of elevators. They'll be the quickest and easiest way. We're going to need 2 ender pearls and 16 wool. Elevators are from open blocks, I believe. Yes, haha, I got it right. And these are going to help us get in and out of the basement until I get a more permanent and better method of doing so. Before we go over there to set things up, we want to make a couple of little things. For starters, you might notice I have some Botania stuff in my inventory. We are going to go ahead and make a hopper hawk. Okay, a hopper hawk is a redstone root, a rune of air, a gray mana petal or light gray mana petal, and a whatever. It's 2 light gray, 2 gray, the redstone root, the rune of air. One of each of the gray has to be mystical, so you not mystical but mana, so you have to drop it into the mana. So we're gonna go ahead and make this real quick because I planned ahead. That. Oh, whoops. Except I didn't make the redstone root. The redstone root is simply grass and redstone. So, whoops, wrong way. Get back here. And you. And then you. Yay, we have a hopper hawk. It all funnels into it, okay? The hopper hawk, as you would see here, it basically picks up any items that are around it, okay? Giving it mana is optional, but it'll only increase its range, okay? So you don't need mana to operate this, and that's why I want to use this. I will need 1 piece of dirt, however. I almost forgot that. All right, cool. So this is actually going to pick up any item entities that are in the world. If anything that's just laying as an item like that will be pulled into it and placed into an inventory next to it. So that is one of the things that we want to have. Okay, so let's go on over to the Nether. Wait a minute. There's one other thing I need to make. And it is lava bricks. Lava stone. There we go. Bucket of lava surrounded by smooth stone. I hope I have more smooth stone handy. More smooth stone handy? Uh-oh. Do I have any... Oh. I forgot to make smooth stone. Shame on me. That's alright. We'll just take a couple of these compressed cobblestone out of here. We'll uncompress them real quick. 54. That's probably going to be enough. Here. Make me smooth stone. Do it quickly. Anyway, we're going to be using lava stone, lava brick to be more precise, in the making of the floor for the section that we're going to be making now. So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and get this hopefully done pretty quickly. I should probably go ahead and make some more while I'm thinking about it. Let's break this down a little bit further this time. We'll make some more. This way I don't have to worry about it again for a while. Here, have that. Here, have that. And you can have this back. Alright, cool. So that should get us quite a bit of smooth stone at this point. I don't think we're going to need any more than that. So let's head over to the Nether and start making this happen. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have already guessed at what I'm doing. I'm making a mob spawner, a mob farm, exactly. Hey, do you mind? Leave me alone! So anyway, in between episodes, I planted another wort farm in this wing. This wing will be used for something other than this later, but for now, I'm going to need plenty of nether wort, so I placed that there for that purpose. And I forgot to bring my crafting station with me. Let me run back here real quick. Get out of here. Get. Good boy. Okay, so the one thing we're going to need is the lava bricks. And the lava bricks are going to require that we have some lava. In between episodes, I went and got some more lava in my lava drum. So we should be able to now go ahead and make... that's right, we can't do that because you can't shift-click in non-stackable items. So we should be able to make this really quickly. And we're going to be using this lava for a couple of other things, mostly aesthetic stuff at this point. But the idea is for it to be kind of pretty. I got this idea. I don't know, the idea of making it look like I'm going to make it look came up before I decided to build the building so pretty. So it's very possible that what I have in mind won't look as good as I had imagined it looking now that the building is going to be so pretty in and of itself. So that being said, we'll see how it works out. Alright, so I need to fill this floor in really quickly. And I like the idea of just using the normal lava brick. We can actually chisel this, if I can find my chisel. And we can actually change it to look like a bunch of different things. But and for my purposes, I actually like just the normal lava stone brick, okay, without chiseling it at all. The reason I like this is because it actually, oops, give me that, I need that. The reason I like this is because it actually shows the lava flowing inside the blocks and gives off the lava particle effects, which makes it look like there's actually lava there. I'm not sure if it can actually catch things on fire, because when lava has those little fire tendrils coming out of it, those little tendrils of fire can cause things to catch on fire. Okay, so I don't think it can catch things on fire, but it definitely gives it the look like it could. I'm fairly certain it doesn't actually, but still, it's a very cool effect. I like the way the particle effect looks. And the big thing here also is that when you look at it, it looks like there's bricks, but the bricks are floating in lava. As you can see, you have the little texture of the lava flowing next to it. Are flowing underneath it. So it looks like you've got a path that just has lava underneath it. And I am going to need more lava brick. I did not think I'd need more than a stack. Give me a second. I'm going to go grab some more. We'll finish this floor out, and then we'll get started making stuff. Alrighty, we're back, and now I've got the floor finished, and we're going to have to get a way into the floor. So now we're going to put the elevator right here. Basically, what you want to do is put the elevators vertical of each other. So this one's going to go here, and then going to jump into the basement here. And then, excuse me, Mr. Pigman, can you please not be in my basement? Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Alright, so anyway, second one will go right here. Gotta be careful in this basement because there's not really a whole lot under the floor. Anyway, so you put the second one here, and basically you jump, and you're upstairs. You push shift, and you're downstairs. Upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. And for some reason, it's still taking experience to do that, and it's really not supposed to. Every time you do that, it takes some of the experience off your experience bar. That was actually supposed to have been fixed so that it didn't do that, but unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case. But anyway, we now have the finished basement, and we can now do stuff with it. So the first thing we're going to want to do is make it so that we can spawn things right here. Okay, so to be able to spawn things, basically what we're going to do is we're going to run some electrical cable, okay? I don't want to run the electrical cable too much, but I want to have it be above the floor right here. The reason being because the powered spawner, remember we made that a couple episodes back, the powered spawner spawns monsters the same way that a normal spawner does, okay? It is capable of spawning the monster's feet one block above or one block below the actual spawner itself. So if I were to put the spawner in the floor, it could technically spawn the monsters underneath, and therefore the monsters would spawn and fall down underneath, and we don't want that. So that being the case, we're going to put it one up above the floor, so that way all the monsters will spawn within this limited area. Okay? So now we've got that there. I'll put a conduit facade here to make that look pretty later. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet, but that's going to run power up through there. The second thing we're going to do is actually we're going to run a redstone signal through this. I didn't make the redstone conduit because I forgot. But yeah, we'll get back to that. Okay, the other thing we're going to want to do is basically we're going to chisel some glass. My original plan was to use the screening that I've been using for my other areas. However, when you use a glass pane instead of... Hey, I can use the screening here. I didn't realize that existed. Sweet. When you use a glass pane instead of a full block of glass, it creates a half area that monsters can stand on, and that would be not a good thing in this case, because it would allow the monsters, instead of going where I want them to go where they want to go. And I don't want them to go where they want to go. I want them to go where I want them. Everybody catch that? Good. Okay, so I think I just put that... Yeah, I did. I just put that one space back. Oh my. Okay, well, that is why it is good that we have the Silk Touch axe. Get us our glass back without wasting. Can't believe I placed that in the wrong area. Anyway, basically we're going to have... Whoops. How did I do that? It's a good axe, I guess. It doesn't even have efficiency on it. That was weird. Alright, that's okay. So, basically we're going to get the monsters to spawn. Now, remember, we're spawning skeletons. However, one of the fun notes about the Nether is when you spawn skeletons in the Nether, you have a very high percentage chance of them spawning as wither skeletons instead of normal skeletons. Okay, it's just one of the things. Any skeletons that spawn in the Nether have a much higher chance of being wither skeletons than normal. And that is something that we're going to be taking advantage of. Okay, that being the case, we're going to go ahead, let's put that away. And yes, you might notice that my tools are not repairing, and there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you why here in just a few minutes. Oh wow, I actually brought almost exactly enough glass. Excellent. Okay, so next thing we're going to need is these trapdoors. Okay, there's a fun little side note when it comes to monsters. Monsters view trapdoors in a way unlike normal things would, okay? If you place a trapdoor across, like, this... Oh, wait a minute. I need to... Yeah, replace that. There, there, and there. Yes, that way it opens like that. Good. When monsters view a trapdoor, they view a trapdoor as a full block, okay? As something that they can walk on. Alright, so whether it's open or not, they view it like they can walk on it like it's closed. Because when it's closed, it is a full block. You can walk across it without falling in or anything. Okay, so like when we close all of these, we can actually walk on them, no problem. No problem, no falling, no nothing. Now, when monsters see these, when it's open, they still see it as a full block, and they will try to walk onto it. Okay, and when they walk onto it, they will fall, which is exactly what I want them to do. Okay, so now that we have that set up, we can go ahead and work on the next piece, which is going to be... No, not that, this. We're going to go ahead and jump in, just like they will. And we're going to go ahead and build a small safe room here. There we go. Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was going to be that much. Either way, no big deal. Alright, and you guys might see where this is going. This is going to work out really nicely, I believe. Oops. I'm just going to have to stay there for a moment. Would you guys go away? Holy crap. I really did not expect there to be so many pigmen in my basement. I really didn't think it was going to be that kind of a problem. Alright, now keep in mind that most skeletons will spawn as wither skeletons, which, by the way, wither skeletons are 2.5 blocks tall. However, not all of them will spawn as wither skeletons. So that being the case, you actually have to be kind of careful about how you spawn things. In this case, I'm actually going to cheat just a little bit. I didn't bring enough glass with me, so I'm going to steal a couple off of this layer so that we can finish this. I'll come back and fill this in later, of course, but right now it's going to be useful for me to take this. As monsters are falling down through here, since there's only one block opening, they won't be able to actually get out. But I need to make it so that if a normal skeleton does spawn, he can't get out and wreak havoc. So there we go. Alright, so now that we've got that going, what we need to do is go ahead and run the power line the rest of the way down here. Come on. Oh, can I not reach it? Yeah, I can. Okay. Alright, so cool. Now, we're going to go ahead and run this into a central power junction. Probably going to make that power junction right here. As you remember, we actually prepared for this by making a couple of Stirling generators. And we're going to go ahead and place these. Now, coming off of these, we're going to have two pieces of power line, and they're both going to be draining out. So we're going to go ahead and bring this over this way. Come on. Oh, be quiet. This is the problem with building in the Nether. Alright, so now we should have the powered spawner getting power. I don't know if I have it set to spawn or not, though. I think I might have it set to work. Let me go check on that real quick. We'll find out, because, yeah, oh, look, here, we got skeletons. Hi, no! Hey, how did you do that? You're not supposed to be able to do that. Get back! No! How did you even do that? Huh? Huh? How did you do that? You're cheating. Sir. Okay, I now need to get in here and turn this thing off. Otherwise, I'm going to have problems. Hi. Can you please? Yeah, thank you. No. Okay, good. Come here. Active with signal. Thank you. Okay, good. So now it's building power. Okay, that could have been bad. Alright, so anyway. So now we have skeletons that are being captured and being sent in over here. Good. Okay, the other thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to run power over to my attractor. Which, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult to run the power lines for because being able to fly would be nice, but... And, yeah, we're going to have to... You know what, we'll just do it this way. This is not the most inventive way of climbing, but it is climbing nonetheless. Alright, so we should be able to do that, then that, then that. Sweet. Okay, so now we should be powering the attractor as well. Okay, so you guys hang out there for just a minute. I'm going to pop upstairs and check the attractor. Yes, the attractor is gaining power. Excellent. So that's exactly what I want to see. We currently have a zombie in here, but zombies aren't going to do us any good now, are they? We're not here for zombies. I will, however, toss the zombie into the hole right here, because why not? Let's go back downstairs and capture one of the skeletons that we accidentally spawned, ironically enough. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good enough. Now, keep in mind that the attractor does not differentiate between the skeleton and a wither skeleton. Whether you catch the wither skeleton or the normal skeleton, it is going to react the same way. Okay? Let's go ahead and give this thing... I think I brought a capacitor. Yes, I did. Brought a double layer capacitor with me. It's going to increase not only its overall power storage, but it's also going to increase its range. As you see, it was 16. It is now 32. Okay? And it is currently always active. Okay, now I'm thinking that that only drains power when it is actually attracting something. No, I'm wrong. It's taking power constantly. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have to... There, active with a signal. Good, that's not a problem. So yeah, we'll have to run redstone to that as well. That way we can control both it and the spawner and turn them both on and off with a switch, because we don't want to be running all the time. That'll waste all of our power. Speaking of wasting power, wow, all that's gone already. That's okay. I brought some coal. Y'all get some stuff made up and get us some power stored. All right, cool. So now that we have these spawning, well, now we have to decide what to do with them now that we have them spawning. All right, so let's see. Which way is the front door? The front door should be that way. So let's see. We're going to put... Yeah, we're going to put the hopper hawk. If you remember, we built that just a few minutes ago. We're going to put the hopper hawk right here. And keep in mind that the hopper hawk has to be placed on dirt, just like any Botania flower. So let's say, am I looking straight at it? Why, yes, I am. Excuse me, Mr. Zombie Pigman, but you need to move. And you need to not exist down here at all. Okay, cool. So, now that we have the hopper hawk down, if we drop something on the ground, it will be picked up. Well, I'm going to pick it up because I'm quicker. There we go. Hold shift to make my magnet not work, but you'll see that the hopper hawk picked it up and placed it in the chest. Okay, so anything that we drop now will be picked up and placed in this chest. Okay, so now that we have that going, we're going to go ahead and run some item conduits, since I believe I have brought some of them. Those are liquid item conduits, 36. We're probably going to have to make some more item conduits before this is all said and done, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and run it sideways. Cool thing about Ender IO conduits, by the way, and I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before. If I haven't, I should have, considering how cool it is. Ender IO conduits can be placed in the same locations as other conduits. So as you can see, we're crossing conduits there, and things will actually continue to function without any problem. So let's see, we're going to go here, here, and through this section right here. Alright, oh cool, we can go right into the basement. No problems. Sweetness. Alright, that's going to work out rather nicely. So what we're going to do is, we're going to place some item conduits here. And we're going to go ahead and bring them out. I didn't mean to do it right there, but that's okay. I'll clean that up in a minute. We're going to bring them out and down. There we go. Don't mind me, I'm only making a small mess. Alright, now how do I get just the item conduit? There we go. Alright, cool. So now items will be pulled from here, sent upstairs. And once we send them upstairs, we will sort them into some barrels. I'll make the barrels and put them up here in just a few minutes. For right now, let's just cut that one. Alright, and basically we're going to store the items that they're dropping in barrels right here. Alright, so cool. Now all we have to do is automate the killing of said monsters, okay? Because we want them to die, get their stuff. The hopper hawk will pick their stuff up and put it in the chest. The chest will then sort it out into barrels that we're going to keep upstairs. So, give me just a minute. I'm going to run back to the house, and we're going to get a couple things together, and we're going to make our automated killer. Be right back. Alrighty, we're back, and now that we have a couple things here, I made 8 barrels. That should be enough. I don't think we'll have too many more drops in the way of wither skeleton or normal skeleton drops. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll have to think about it a little bit more. Probably going to wind up having this go into part of next episode. I don't think we'll have enough time to really finish it. We'll get things going, but we won't be quite done. Alright, so automatic killing. The best thing that I found, and it's amazingly awesome at it from what I can tell, is Killer Joe. Killer Joe is from Ender IO. Killer Joe attacks nearby creatures when supplied with a sword and nutrient distillation. Experience can be drained as liquid XP using fluid conduits. Okay, so the Killer Joe, let's just make it and I'll explain how it works when we get it in place, because it's just going to be that amazing. We're going to need 3 dark steel, we're going to need 5 fused quartz, and we're going to need a Franken zombie. We'll get into the Franken zombie here in just a second. Let me grab 1, 2, 3 of those, 5 of these. Oh, well, that was quick. Franken zombie. Alright, the Franken zombie is a zombie controller infused with the soul of a zombie, and we wind up with a Franken zombie. If you remember the zombie controller was made in the Slice and Splice with 2 Solarium, a zombie head, redstone, and 2 silicon, and as I remember, we made extras. We made 4 extras, actually. Cool. So this is going to take quite a bit of stuff, I imagine. Let's find out real quick. Put that and that. Oh, only 10 levels. That's fine. Use player experience, and it will be quick because we have the capacitor in here. Excellent. We now have ourselves a Franken zombie. Awesome. Let's see. The other thing I did was make some more redstone alloy. I was going to just make 2 batches of it, but then I realized I was going to need a lot more than that. So, oh wow, we're at being 7 exact. Nice. 56. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I think it will. You might notice, by the way, that when you look here, you can see what's next to it. My chicken farm is doing rather nicely. So, lots of eggs, lots of feathers. Hooray. Okay, by the way, somebody commented in my my video. Actually, it was Idiotic Mage, a previous person of Pandemicraft, or well, current player of Pandemicraft. He mentioned that there was a second page when you are looking for cake. When you look up the recipe for cake, he said there was a second page of crafting. If you switch over, it's just showing that you can get out of a scrap box, or also that you can use wheat flour as opposed to barley flour. But no, the recipe is still broken, so sorry, Mage. All right, anyway, so now we have Killer Joe. Oh, wait, no, we don't have Killer Joe. We need to make Killer Joe. I knew there was a reason I needed to not leave that page yet. All right, now then, shift-click, and we now have Killer Joe. All right, Killer Joe is really cool, but the one thing about Killer Joe, as it says here, it says attacks nearby creatures when supplied with a sword and nutrient distillation. Okay, nutrient distillation is made in a vat. Okay, a vat from Ender.io basically makes various liquids for Ender.io. Okay, so we need to make one of these then. All right, it's going to require 2 fluid tanks, as you can see here, some electrical steel, a cauldron, a machine chassis, and a furnace. I don't have the fluid tanks. That's just iron, iron bars, and glass. So that's no big deal at all, actually. Let's see. Iron. Oh, wait, I've got the glass in here, too. Sweet. Iron bars. 6 iron bars. That's not going to be enough, but that's all right. We can make more. It's 1. And a little bit more in the iron bars. Should be all we need. And 2. Shouldn't need more than 1 vat, I don't think. I'm not sure how fast the Killer Joe actually uses up his stuff. Machine chassis, furnace, electrical steel, not iron. We should have some of that as well, I think. Yep, there we go. 4 electrical steel. Toss this back in here because we don't need it, but we do need the vat, and we do need a furnace. A furnace. Do I not have any extra furnaces? Oh, wow, I don't have any extra furnaces. That's okay. We've got cobblestone. Alrighty, so now we can make a furnace, and now we should be able to go ahead and make the vat. Yay! We now have a vat. Alright, so with the vat, we should now be able to go back to the Nether and get this working. Yeah, I think I've got everything. Yeah, alright, meet you back at the Nether. Alrighty, I know I said I'd meet you in the Nether, but unfortunately it looks like we are out of time. In between episodes, I'm going to work on fixing the basement just a little bit, building out the clear glass wall there. I'll make some quite clear glass. That'll fix that up real good. And next episode, we will come back and we will get this set up and started running. And we should, if things go the way I want them to, have an infinite source of coal if this works out the way I want to. Because the theory is that we'll be getting enough coal from the wither skeletons to... Hey, now, that's quite alright. You can stay right there. Yeah. Bye. Get out of here. Anyway, so until next time, this is Jeronitis signing off on episode 15 of my Let's Play series. Happy holidays again, by the way. Like me if you like me, subscribe if you want to see what I get into next, and as always, help spread the gaming.